This is so hot.
I know.
Who made this coffee?
I told you that it's the Keurig. The Keurig's working again. God bless it.
It's cooking my face.
Don't steam your face, dude.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Two Guys with Raging Goals. I'm Mikey and this is Adam, and every Wednesday we bring you a conversational podcast where one of us brings a topic to the table for us to discuss for your enjoyment. If you like that, you can follow us on Facebook and YouTube at Two Guys with Raging Goals, and you can follow us on Twitter and at our website at Two Guys Raging. Adam, what is up?
Not much, man.
By the way, I crushed the opening. I don't know if you were there, but I crushed it. Like, it's gonna go down in the Hall of Fame.
It was good. It was good.
What? So, freshly back from VidCon, you guys. Whoa.
It really is hot.
I told you the coffee was hot. So, Adam just made us coffee because somehow his Keurig is working again. So, we got coffee. And it's about the temperature of the sun.
Yeah.
Or one of the smaller stars that gets hotter than the sun.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
A dwarf star.
Yeah. I don't know if those get... I don't know.
I know they're white. Aren't they white? White dwarf?
That's racist.
Stars?
That's really racist.
Yeah. How come the white dwarfs? You know? And then there's black holes. Suck everything in. God damn it. Terrible people.
Yeah, science.
These astrophysicists.
Alright, so... We're back from VidCon.
Yes.
And from a visit to Snow White. Apparently.
Yes. Yeah. Snow White.
Forgot the eighth dwarf. The racist one.
The racist one. Oh my god.
You guys, VidCon was awesome. So that's what I want to talk about. More than anything, I want to cover that. Adam's got notes and shit.
We do have notes.
He came prepared, like we were doing this professionally for once.
For once. Oh my gosh.
See, this will be like the first episode that we share with all of our new friends, so it looks much more professional.
Like we
know what we're doing.
Yeah, don't watch the last 29 episodes.
Yeah. Don't watch I don't know who was making
that. That was a little fucking dicey.
Jesus.
A little dicey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so VidCon, we have so many people who I'm sure were like so confused about
what VidCon
even is.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a little bit about what VidCon is, but also we gained a lot of knowledge from this VidCon that you're unaware of having happened. So we're gonna talk about what VidCon is, and then we're gonna talk about what we learned and how we're gonna change the content that we produce for you guys. And then so there are things that are changing, and then there are things that we're adding to our structure. So we're gonna go over all of that stuff today, right?
I don't know. I'm just here for the ride. This actually isn't hot coffee. It's cold bourbon. So 7 in the morning, and I'm gonna be wasted. First, before we talk about VidCon though, we had a plane ride yesterday.
Yes.
And so, for those of you who don't know, VidCon's in Anaheim, California. We shoot in studio here in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Right.
And so the distance is kind of large. Yep. So the best way to bridge that is by either rail or
by rail
boat, maybe
the transatlantic
or
railroad
or an aeroplane.
Yes.
Maybe a blimp. It's hard to say.
Blimps.
Blimps.
Oh my god, stop it. No.
Ring. Hey, airplanes, this is blimps. You win.
Fucking goddamn it. I haven't heard that one in a while.
Oh, man.
That's only been like 3 years since we watched Star Trek.
Yeah. So, on the way out, great. It was good. Long flights, but whatever. Like, not a big deal. We had a good time. Had some bourbon on the flight. It was great.
Yeah, for sure.
On the way back, coming from California to Chicago, so we flew from Fort Wayne to Chicago to Anaheim, and then Anaheim on the way back to Chicago. So, on the way back, pretty good flight.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy about that one at all.
No, there was that weird girl that was sitting in our row who like had to be by the seat, and then like
she had to be by the window, and then she put on her sunglasses, no music, and then like curled up with a blanket.
Yeah, and but I couldn't tell if she was awake or asleep most of the time. But every time the flight attendant came, they would talk to her, and she would respond.
Yeah, she was awake, but like she didn't want to be around.
It was like the appearance that she was asleep. It was really fucking creepy. I was pretty sure she was gonna murder one of us.
Yeah, no,
if we weren't together, if we weren't a group, she would have separated us from the herd and then killed us.
Yeah. Right. So besides that, pretty good. And then the flight from Chicago to Fort Wayne.
Yes, let's talk about that.
It's a 30-minute flight, guys. 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's like 34.
Yeah.
So we don't get on the we get on the plane.
Yep.
And it's about the size of this bourbon bottle.
Yep, real tiny. Real tiny plane.
Only plane I've ever been on where there's only one row of seats over here and two over here. So 3 seats total.
Across. Yeah.
1 row here.
Yeah.
One
terrifying.
seat. So, okay, whatever. Very tiny plane. Pretty sure we could have jogged to Fort Wayne faster, but
yeah, I mean, so we had when we got into Chicago, we had like a 3-hour layover.
Yeah,
it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. We had time to go eat something.
Got to charge our phones
because the airplanes, American Airlines. Dear God, American Airlines.
Pull your shit together.
You're supposed to have outlets on, like right below your seat.
Yeah, right here. They have outlets, and they're like, plug in, charge your devices. Perfect. I plug in. Nothing at all. Plug in on the trip back? Nothing.
Yeah. And then, like, people would always ask the flight attendant, they would be like, hey, I don't think my outlet's working. And they'd be like, okay, we'll look into that.
And then you never saw them.
Guess what? They never fucking did. Fucking terrible airline. This is my first time flying, and that's fucking awful. Dear God.
So anyways, we're on this tuna cannibal plane.
Yeah.
And it didn't take off right away.
Right.
Like, we were on the tarmac for a while, and they didn't, like, explain what was going on. We just sat there for a while.
Yeah, like, so I think what was happening was we were, like, last in line to take off.
Yeah.
Like, there was a line of, like, 4 or 5 jets that had to take off, and we were behind them, but they didn't say anything. And we were supposed to leave. I'll tell you something, Mike. I'll tell you something. I don't know if you know this about me, but I don't run on other people's time schedules.
Oh, yeah, no, me neither.
And, like, but I understand that if I put my time in someone else's hands, that it is my obligation to understand that other people run on a different system, right? So they run on time as opposed to ahead.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was fine. I was okay until we were supposed to take off at fucking 4:45, and we sat. And we weren't even moving. This was like before I even saw jets taking off. We hadn't even pulled away from the gate.
Yeah, just
sitting there for literally 6 minutes.
I was like, what are we doing? They closed the doors minutes ago.
And then they've got fucking this stupid bitch of a stewardess.
Oh.
Oh my God. God damn it. She was...
That was you taking off the gloves.
Yeah, she was a terrible human being. Like, she was yelling at people for having their tray tables down. We weren't even moving. We were sitting there for 6 minutes and a guy put his tray table down.
She was like,
She was like, we're about to take off. Are we? Are we about to fucking take off? Are we gonna fucking just crash this goddamn plane into the fucking airport? What's going on? I would like a little bit of explanation, maybe some backstory. Is the fucking pilot drunk? Is he even on the plane? Are you gonna fucking keep me here for the next 3 hours and then let us unload and tell me that we're in Fort Wayne? Think I'm not gonna notice?
Yes. So she was one of those people you give a little bit of power to in like a tiny little position, and they take full advantage of it.
Oh yeah.
She yelled at a guy. A guy traded seats with another passenger because he wanted to sit next to his wife. So the lady didn't get mad at the guy who traded to sit with his wife. She got mad at the guy who said, "Yeah, no problem, buddy. I'll trade you seats." And it was literally like we were in the middle of it.
Yeah.
The guy traded for the seat behind us, And so the other guy went to sit in front of us. And she was like, no, you either sit in your assigned seat or you sit in the back. And I was like, whoa.
What the fuck?
Easy, Rosa Parks.
Yeah, and I don't even understand.
Fucking calm down.
Yeah, and then this, she fucking, so she made him sit further back in the plane.
And then he took someone else's seat.
And he was sitting in someone else's seat. What the fuck?
So this is the framework of this tuna can flight.
Yeah, I knew.
So
flight fucking 3391. We were the fucking victims.
Remember? So we pull away from the gate finally, and then we just sit there. And I've got the window open, and finally I had to close it because the sun was touching me and cooking me like a fucking slow roast.
Oh
chicken.
God, I bet I look
caramely.
Oh,
is that what you're
silky smooth and caramely?
That was what you said.
I'll bet you anything.
So I don't know. We sat there for like another 15 minutes. We didn't end up taking off until it was probably like 6:10.
No. It was like 5:06 when we took off.
Yeah. Okay. Because we were supposed to take off at 4:45 time change. That's
right.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't take off for it's like 20
minutes at least.
And then we start rolling out. But that still was a slow process because like Adam said, we were behind a bunch of jets. Not that they're giving us any information. There's been no communication to anybody of like, hey guys.
Except for the fucking angry ass stewardess who's like, put your fucking phone on airplane mode, please.
Yeah.
God, Jesus.
So we finally take off and we're like, all right, thank God, it's going to be 30 minutes. P.S. They don't do a drink service.
On a 30-minute flight.
She came around with a bottle of water and a cup and said, no ice. And just like looked at you. Didn't even like say anything, and then like would pour a little water and give it to you.
No, you had to take the cup. That was your indication to her that you wanted water.
Okay.
She was holding it at me, and I was like, yes, please, God, please, yes.
So we didn't even get bread, so less than prisoners. But
oh my God.
And we were in a metal jail cell essentially.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Oh. Did you hear the panels of the plane shifting as we were? Yeah. Okay, so I'm listening to my podcast, and all I hear I hear this
oh God.
And I was like, what the fuck was that? That's weird. That's not the normal ding for when the pilot's gonna talk to us. What the fuck's that? So I take my earphones out and I look up, and it's the panels of the plane rubbing together, making a friction noise. So I was sure we were gonna fucking go down.
Yeah, every 10 minutes we had some joke about us going down, but we had to say it really quiet because we didn't want anybody to take us serious.
Right.
And it was a really small room. I mean, there's like from us to the fucking So then we're in the air for about 30 minutes. And I start to realize we haven't gotten any lower. Like I'm like,
this is
we should have heard.
And then we start flying through clouds. It was like it was the beginning of
Silent Hill.
No, James and the Giant Peach when the fucking rhino comes out of the clouds. That's what it was like.
Yeah, it was
where we fly into these clouds and then all of a sudden you can't see anything.
Yeah. So like it was weird because I was like, all right, normally like 15 minutes before you touch down, they tell you like prepare for fucking landing or whatever. Tray tables up, and I was like, that chick would have told us something.
Yeah, she would have yelled something at us.
So I was like, that's weird. And not fucking 30 seconds later, the captain comes on. He's like, there's a thunderstorm warning going on in Fort Wayne, so we're just gonna hang out here for a little bit, hope it clears. And all I'm thinking is, how much fuel could actually be on this?
I know. That's what I was like. I was like. In a little bit, they're gonna have to fucking turn around and go back to Chicago.
So we're looping. We start doing these these big circles, and I didn't realize we were just doing circles at first because we're in the clouds, so you couldn't really see the ground. But at the end of every circle, at the end of the ellipsis, we would come out of the clouds, and you could see these lakes, and they were always the same. We did that shit for like 4 rotations.
We literally did it for 20 minutes. We were in the air for 20 minutes, which is longer than half of our fucking flight.
So then we get done doing the loop-de-loops, and the guy's like, all right, looks like the storm's moving off. It's going to be about 15 minutes, and then we'll head to Fort Wayne. Okay. So we had to cancel our dinner plans with our friend, because like that, now we're fucked.
Yeah.
So they do like the last loop to loop and then we're going, and like I knew it was different because we never came out of the clouds, and I was like, oh, something changed.
Right.
It wasn't like the Flintstones where they're running by and it's the same fucking background in every scene. That's what it felt like. So we start moving into Fort Wayne, and when they start getting ready to like, okay, landing gear and all that shit, and then out the window it's just kabam! Fucking lightning right next to us. And I was like, so did we wait or not? I don't understand what happened. Like,
yeah, we could see lightning right out their window, and I'm like, oh my god, have you ever seen Castaway?
all I could think was, I feel like if we had gotten here earlier, we probably wouldn't be right in the middle of this fucking storm right now.
Yeah.
So whatever. Like if we hadn't dicked around for 20 minutes on the tarmac, would have made it.
For sure.
So then we land, and then all of a sudden we come to a standstill.
Yep.
And I'm like, I can see the building, but it's kind of a distance.
Yeah.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, due to the lightning, they didn't prepare a ramp for us.
Motherfuck.
And he was like, hopefully it'll just be a couple minutes. And I was like, I don't even know what the fuck that means. Hopefully, you are supposed to be the captain of my ship right now, motherfucker.
Nope. Fuck that.
Oh my god.
It was terrible.
So then it was probably another like 5 minutes or so, which like in a tiny little heated tuna can that you've already been on for over like an hour and a half.
Next to a woman who is fucking sneezing.
Oh yeah.
Literally sneezing for fucking 50 minutes next to me. Oh my god. And there was this guy. I took this picture though. I didn't show you.
Oh god.
But there's this guy adjacent to me. Like, right, like, so Sneeze McGee is over to my left, right? And then like right behind her is fucking Hannibal Lecter. Fucking like gray slick.
Oh, did he have the slick back
and a
hair?
fucking like creepy Hawaiian shirt?
Yeah, it was Hannibal Lecter on vacation.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
Looking for small Pacific Islander children to eat. Dear God.
So we get off the plane, and like we're rushing because we assumed they would have unloaded our luggage while we sat on the tarmac for another 10 minutes.
Nope.
We fucking, like, I had to go to the bathroom. So, like, Adam's, like, concerned about my luggage. And he's like, oh, we gotta get down there. And I was like, I gotta go, man. I gotta go. So, like, I use the restroom. I come back out. We haul balls down there.
No.
Not fucking shit going on.
Yep.
And I was like, they didn't start this? Like, they didn't start unloading the bags early? Like, they don't need the fucking ramp for that. It's a goddamn kitty cart that they drive out there.
Yep.
What the fuck is happening here?
Yeah.
It was a nightmare. So thank you so much, American Airlines. If there's ever another option, I will take it.
Yeah.
I love how they always are like, and we know you have options in flying, so we thank you for choosing us. Well, I don't really have options because I take whatever's the cheapest flight. So if you happen to be the cheapest flight, that's what I end up taking.
Right, yeah.
So there aren't a lot of options. Or like Southwest doesn't fly out of Fort Wayne or whatever. So like, there's like two options. I could fly Delta or I could fly American Airlines. Which one's gonna suck today?
I'll tell you what. I think you pissed off the stewardess. Because when we got on the plane,
I might have said her.
There were these trial-sized liquors that were like sitting on a little shelf, like right next to the like on ramp. And Mikey was like, "Oh, are these for us?" And she was like, "I better move those!" And like grabbed them and fucking stuffed them in a bag and put them in a drawer.
I thought it was like a free sample.
Yeah, he thought it was funny, and she did not fucking think it was funny at all.
She didn't find the humor in that.
She was like, "I'll be goddamned if you take my alcohol." God damn it! It was like her personal collection or something.
Oh shit!
So that was our flight.
Yeah, so that was our flight.
Our last leg of the journey.
Yeah. All right, so. Just had to share that with you guys. All right, so Adam, hit us with what VidCon is. What the fuck have we been doing the last 5 days?
Right.
What is this crazy thing, and what's it all mean for TGRG?
Okay, so VidCon it's a convention, obviously.
That's what the con part is.
It's been going on for 7 years. So 7 years ago, there were these like big creators that put together this conference for like people who were on YouTube and trying to make a living. Because at this time there was like a small, like, I think there were 10 people at the time who were like making actual living wages on the money that YouTube was giving them in ad revenue.
Okay.
Right, for the videos they were creating. So they wanted to expand this and make it a more lucrative business. So they decided to invite whatever creators wanted to come to the convention hall and sit in on panels and see, like, what is it that you do that's different from what I do, and how can I change my brand to be profitable?
So like a sharing of ideas, essentially.
Right. And so it was really small the first couple of years, and then now it is like this massive event.
It's a fucking party.
Yeah, it is. And like,
Hall C, just boom, 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 boom.
yeah.
Boom, boom.
Oh my gosh.
Like, why is there just a fucking rage going on down here?
Yeah. So that's what it is. It's just you go and you meet famous YouTubers, people who, and like now they've expanded it. It's not just YouTube. It's people on Vine or people who are like big on Instagram and stuff like that. These people have like millions of followers.
Yeah. You now.
You now, which apparently you now
I didn't know it was a fucking thing.
Because that is for real. So VidCon is now separated into 3 levels. Well, physically, so there are 3 levels of access that you can get to. So there's community, creators, and industry. So community encompasses all of the people who are maybe like starting out on YouTube, or people who are just coming to see like their favorite YouTubers or internet personalities talk and like meet other people who are really excited about internet content.
Yeah, it's
right.
Like community is essentially the fans.
Right.
Like, it's the supporters of everything that's going on online.
Right. And then there are creators, which is the level we were at.
That's us.
And so what they do is they host panels for those people, and you're allowed to go in and listen to internet personalities talk about how they got started in the business.
It's like
tips
college.
and tricks. Yeah. And so like you know, there's what, it was like 6 or 7 like halls that you could go to.
Yeah.
And like you decide
Plus the Marriott.
Yeah. And so you decide what panels you want to go to learn what you need to fix with your branding online.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And then industry is like the people who are working for these companies that people have created with their online personalities or branding or whatever. And so they have their own get-togethers and stuff. And it's a 3-level convention center. So the 3rd level is a little bit more like niche, and like there are less people up there, and they can come down and join in any panels that they want to.
So like, because it's a tiered system, so like you have the community people, the creators, and the industry, and it's a 3-floored convention center. That's exactly how it works. The top floor is industry, middle floor were all the creator events, and then the bottom floor was all community events, which like, I don't know, like explaining it now, it sounds like, oh, why don't they open up everything to everybody? But like, it is super, super like streamlined. Like it works so fucking well.
Yeah. And like, it just like, I think the real reason is like, if you get a bunch of community people up on that 2nd floor, like there's no personalities would never leave, and like they have to make it streamlined so that these people can get to this event or this panel or whatever. So like that's why it's not completely open all the way up. But it was really fascinating. So that's what VidCon is. We sat in on a plethora of panels, like probably at least 4 to 5 every single day. We were there for between probably 10 and 13 hours every single day.
Yeah. Our days started like
8 o'clock every morning.
Yeah, well, 8 o'clock going to VidCon. We were up every day like 5 o'clock though. Like I was going to the gym, Adam's getting ready for our day, like he was running the schedule.
Right.
So like getting everything prepped, and so our day would start at 5 a.m. and then we didn't normally end until probably 8 o'clock is when we'd be leaving the convention center, and then, you know, ending the night at 10 o'clock in the hotel bar, recapping our day and like talking about the changes we want to make. So like very like while it was amazing and a lot of fun, and we met some of the best people in the fucking world.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of work too. It wasn't. I can just see how I'm going to have to explain this to like people at work and stuff who are like, oh yeah. No,
well, tell them to just watch the video.
Yeah, there you go. Like and subscribe.
I've actually got an online resource that you could maybe reference.
There you go. But yeah, you know, like, I'm gonna have to explain to people that, like, no, this wasn't, like, it's not a vacation. Like, I have had zero rest. Like,
yeah,
we got home
I'm going to go back to work tomorrow, and I'm going to be so tired from all of this.
Yeah, because, like, it was nonstop, and, like, it was like college, like, and anything where you go to a class and you learn, oh, it's mine.
It is. I thought
it's my chair. So in some videos, my chair squeaks, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We'll get new chairs eventually because I want chairs with a back. I don't like this. Also, it's hot as balls in this room because we turned off the AC because we didn't want. It's like really loud in the camera. So we're trying that out, but. Like, if we get to the end of this and I'm pouring buckets, the next video is going to sound like a fucking airplane's coming through.
Yeah.
Just so we're clear. Or we're both going to be doing the Summer of Sleepless in this motherfucker.
Yeah, there you go.
But anyways, yeah. So just like anything else, it's what you put into it that you get out of it. And so, like, the first day was a little trickier because, like, we didn't have the app. And so, like, we didn't know what we didn't know, right? And so, like, we had, like, a rough outline of what we wanted to go to. But there were a couple of, like, panels that it was like, oh fuck, we could have went to that if we had been planful.
Yeah.
And so like the next day, man, we hit it hard, and like we had like maybe 15-minute breaks in between everything, between like, okay, we got 15 minutes to go check something out, and then we got to start heading to the next panel because it starts in 15 minutes. And like, it was from we actually ended up skipping one so that we could eat. And then went right back to it.
Yeah. And that was our entire day, all 3 days.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be funny because people are gonna be like, oh, yeah, I bet it was a lot of learning, and they're gonna see all the pictures on our Facebook page and be like, oh yeah, I bet it was a lot of learning. Yeah. No, we also had to hustle around to get those pictures too.
Yeah.
Like, we had,
it's a convention of like fucking 5 billion fucking people everywhere.
Yeah.
Trying to find people we met.
Okay, so. Now that you guys know what VidCon is, we want to talk about what we're changing with...
He wants to talk about it. I'm just here for the bourbon.
The hot bourbon.
Hot bourbon.
Steamed bourbon.
Oh, man. Hot toddies? Not in the summer, but... Oh, you know what sounds really
good
right now? You don't know what a hot toddy is?
No, what is it?
Motherfucker.
Tell us.
You know what a hot toddy is.
These people are bored with the VidCon talk. Come on.
Hot toddy. For those of you... Maybe I'll do a... I'm planning on doing a vlog of me drinking bourbons. But a hot toddy, for those of you who don't know, it's really good in the winter. It's, the way I make it at least, is honey and hot water.
Yep.
Very, very hot water. Pour right out of that fucking Keurig.
Right.
So, hot water, honey, lemon, and then a measure of bourbon that is unspecific.
Probably only in yours.
Whatever fills the glass.
Oh my god.
So I normally make it in a mug.
Yeah.
And it cures all kinds of ailments. Like, you're not feeling great, you're feeling a little down in the winter, you're starting to get the sniffles, you make yourself a hot toddy, you fall right asleep and you wake up feeling great.
Well, it's funny that you say that because the buckets that we make cold brew in at Starbucks are called toddies. And so I call them cold toddies. So that's funny.
Your district manager is going to hear you say that.
I know. Cold toddy?
The fuck is he making in this? Everybody's real cheerful here.
This isn't an evening
drunk
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about what's changing with Two Guys with Raging Goals. You guys are probably really concerned that we're ending Two Guys with Raging Goals because of the title.
Mainly because Adam fucking is making the title.
Yeah.
Two guys, we're ending.
Yeah. So
couldn't be New Beginnings or something.
Oh no, fuck that. No, people will tune in if they think this is our last episode.
The thumbnail better be like a picture of somebody crying.
Yeah, maybe we can get a picture of me crying. It'll be easy.
Yeah, that'll be. I hope he's crying.
Oh god. So first things first. Obviously, titles are changing. So we are dropping Tales of. Which is it's a sad day for us.
It is. So like Tales of, like we tell you guys this, and that's probably something that you're not even really going to notice,
right?
Except for like maybe a couple of our hardcore fans. When we originally designed this channel, like we weren't thinking like long term. We were just thinking a podcast that we wanted to do, and it was going to be this really cool conversation where like we would have a topic, and we would have an alpha and a beta. And
Right.
so, like, I would talk about it in the alpha episode, and then in the beta episode, Adam would talk about it.
Right.
And so it would be like, Tales of a Red Couch
Alpha.
that some idiot brought in. Alpha. And then Tales of a Red Couch beta. And they were stories, and that was the point. So it was like a tale, and we spin these long yarns and whatever. And
Right.
very cutesy and whimsical, right?
Yeah.
And so we quickly realized that, like, shit, we talk way too long to do 2 conversations.
Yeah, and we talk over each other too much to separate our conversations.
Yeah, it's
2
not
pieces.
we didn't do an interview sort of thing where, like, I'm asking Adam questions and that's his episode, and then we flip back.
Right.
That didn't happen. We just
Yeah.
started rambling.
Yeah.
And so we quickly realized, like, alpha and beta, that shit ain't gonna work. So we were like, okay, yeah, we don't need to do that. But then we kept the Tales of thing, and, like, I never questioned it. I was just like, yeah, okay, whatever. That's how we title our videos. And then at VidCon, it was like a light came on.
Yeah, it was like,
for me, at least, I was like,
who's searching for that?
we don't fucking need that.
How are people gonna find our content if we're putting ourselves in that little box?
Yeah. And so that's going away. And, like, it was like one of the easier decisions I think we made, because, like, as soon as we were in that panel, and I forget what they said, but I was like,
Yep.
why the fuck do we still have that? We should have thrown that out when we got rid of alpha and beta. I don't know why the fuck.
Yeah.
Like, how it's like the appendix. It just hung around. I don't know how.
Yeah. So that'll be gone. So you guys will see videos from us with just a title. It will just say what it's about.
Yeah. And probably, I would assume, still the episode. Like episode, or Tales, or not Tales. A motherfucker brought in a red couch, episode 50, or whatever.
Right.
Or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing that we're changing. We're also canceling one of our series.
Oh, yeah. So this one was a little harder.
Yeah. This is a difficult situation, but
So it's, I guess I say that, but, like, we both came to the conclusion super easily.
Yeah.
But it's not something that I think we do lightheartedly. So FBE, the Star Wars podcast, we don't like doing it.
yeah.
And so, like, part of it is, I think when Star Wars came out, like, we were riding that high. We did a Star Wars podcast episode, and it was like, holy fuck, this is good. We knew we wanted to make more content, and so that seemed very easy because it was something we were both very, very engaged with. And then it occurred to us, like, okay, so the company that we were kind of emulating at the time, they have their rambling podcast, and then they have this structured podcast.
Right.
Why don't we do that? And it was like, yeah, that makes total sense. And, like, we got all hyped together.
Right.
And we did one episode, and it was like, yeah, that was good.
That was
cool.
good. That felt good. Yeah. And then our second episode, my heart wasn't in it.
Oh, man, I didn't want to do that episode at all.
No.
And, like, and then the last time that we should have done that episode was during our little break. And I remember thinking to myself, like, God, I want to go shoot 1 billion TGRGs. I don't want to shoot one of those at all. And I was like, oh, this is going to suck.
No, and it's like, so to give you guys a little bit of backstory about us, we don't have structured conversation.
No, not at all.
Yeah, like, if you've ever watched any episodes, like, we just don't do that. And that's just not how we communicate with each other. And so, like, communicating that to you guys, like, how's that beneficial? You guys know our heart isn't in it. Like,
Yeah.
and if you don't know, now you know.
Now you know. Let me tell you about our good Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So, yeah, and that, like, I think what happened was in one of the panels, they talked a lot.
One of their panels, like,
there was 1 billion of them that talked about this, but one in particular was very good about the way they phrased it, and they basically said, like, you know, if it's not you, if it's not authentically you, scrap it.
Yeah,
Scrap that
get rid
shit,
of it.
and what you want to put 100% of yourself into, put 100% of yourself into that. And, like, what Adam and I are about are, like, those rambling conversations that's so much fun for us, and we want to hang out with you guys. Like, we want to have fun with you guys and, like, interact with you guys, and, like, we're the motherfuckers in the room who, like, hey, let's hang out with those guys.
Yeah.
And we're jumping all over the place here, but the keynote during VidCon, so there was a keynote address to all creators
At the end?
At the end, and I forget what her name was that came out with the blonde hair. And
Hannah Hart.
Hannah Hart.
Yeah.
So Hannah Hart talked about when you're trying to figure out who you are, think about there's a raging house party going down the street, and that's what YouTube is.
Yeah.
And so you walk into that party, and there's always kind of the same people at the party, and so who are you in that party?
Yeah.
And she talked about like she's the person who's in the kitchen because I eat nervously and
that's where you get a little bit quiet and you can start talking to people and meeting people.
And she was like, that's where I'm comfortable. And I was like, Jesus, where Adam and I thrive is when we're in a room with a bunch of people and everybody's like, kind of want to hang out with those guys because they're just fucking funny. Like, and like we make fun of each other. Like it's not like an ego thing. It's more of a like fucking making fun of each other. And
and it's fun. It's fun to riff, and like when you can get people to react to that. That's the best part.
We had so many instances at VidCon where like people would see us across a panel and they'd be like, hey guys, and they'd come over and just sit with us, and we met them like a day ago, and it was like for 5 minutes,
and it was like we were thick as thieves.
And like that's what Adam and I are good at building, and that's what we want to do ultimately. And so like if our hearts weren't in something, we're not going to do it because it's not authentically us. It's not what we wanted to do. It was like more of like, oh, this is becoming like a business thing,
right? And
like that's not what we wanted.
And I think that after that, like we're probably going to think a lot more before we start producing something new. We're gonna put a lot more thought and time into that. Like, because I remember like when we thought of FBE, it was like, hey, let's make a Star Wars podcast.
And it was like,
let's turn the fucking camera on. Where are the lights? Let's go. Yeah. And so like we're not going to do that anymore. You know, because I think that we need to deliver something with a little bit more substance.
And like we want to think long term, and like that's why like when we think about this podcast, like we both get excited about shooting this podcast. Like sometimes it's the best part of my week is like, oh man, but I am going to Fort Wayne on Tuesday and I get to fucking record a couple episodes of TGRG. Can't wait to tell Adam about this shit. And like that's what we get excited about. And so in the long run, that's gonna be our longevity, right? That's what's going to help us still like have heart in what we're doing and want to keep doing this and continue growing. So like if we don't have our heart in it, we're not going to do it. And so I think we want to think more long term about something. We don't want to do something that like eventually we're like, well, I hate fucking doing this every week. Great.
I
already have a job that I go to every week that I'm like, sometimes I don't want to be there because I'd rather be recording a podcast.
Right.
So, I don't need a hobby that I hate.
For sure. So the next piece that we're going to talk about is we're changing the release day of our podcast. So
I didn't see that. We talked about it.
Okay. I was
this is breaking news.
I know. I was like, Mikey, I hope you're okay with that.
Somebody gets.
We didn't really talk. I mean, we did talk about it. We didn't talk about it a lot today. Apparently.
No.
So we're gonna change our release date. This will be the final episode that you guys see post on Wednesdays.
Oh man, I'm gonna fuck up the opening a lot, guys.
Oh my god, I totally forgot about that.
We're gonna go back to the beginning, where it took like 6 episodes to get it down.
So we're gonna change the release day. We're gonna post on Fridays instead of posting every Wednesday.
Should we post later too? We can talk about that off.
We'll talk that.
Okay. Yeah.
But it will be coming to you on Wednesdays, and when we figure out what time.
Fridays, you mean?
Thank you.
Friday. From now on, our content comes to you on Friday. TGRG coming to you Friday. Hey guys, what's up? Every Friday we bring you a that'll work. That'll work.
Yeah,
we can do it.
You're still gonna fuck it up.
It's gonna be a train wreck.
So just look out for our content on a different day. But, and we'll get into this, it gives us opportunities to do different things earlier in the week, and we'll talk about that in the next portion. Also, the last thing that we want to talk about...
It's like a cliffhanger.
I know, Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, more coming. Does Adam die? Who knows? Did that lady sneeze all over him with the zombie virus? These are the questions we want answers to.
Woo! So, the other piece that we started thinking about while we were at VidCon is our branding. We are actually probably a little bit further ahead than some creators as far as branding. Online branding and being universal across platforms. We're good about it.
I was surprised. I was very surprised. Like, there were people who were like, oh, you should have the same logo for your Twitter and for your Facebook. And I was like,
Right.
What?
So they know that you're in the
Why wouldn't you do that?
Right.
Like, say you should use the same colors. You should use the same tones. A good suggestion that we did get was using coming up with that style guide.
Right.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
We should do
and that's and that's something that I could do. You know, like
oh, you're gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah. No.
I'm gonna do
put that in your fucking hands. No.
Yeah,
never. No. So the only thing that we would change is, well, and we've already done it, is our Twitter handle. So we realized that it's so hard because people would ask me, so what's your channel? And I would say, Two Guys with Raging Goals.
By the way, we came to VidCon a little unprepared. Like, we didn't know. Like, everybody's got fucking business cards. Everybody's like handing out business cards. Check out our channel. Check out our shit. Check out our shit. And I was like, I just assumed everybody would pull up Twitter and we would connect that way.
Yeah.
Or pull up YouTube and like...
Which is what we ended up doing.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, here's the thing. That's probably... I mean, I made a conscious effort to follow everyone who gave me a business card.
Yeah.
But I know that that's not what always happens.
Yeah, no, I think what ended up was like we did end up creating much more genuine interactions with people, which was great. But next year, we're going to do that and have a business card so you don't fucking forget.
Yeah.
Because like, it was so crazy. I was like, we don't... Sorry, guys, we're not prepared. But yeah, through that, we realized it is tricky because like, again, you'd start spelling it for somebody for their phone.
Right.
And, oh no, it's a letter.
Right.
It's a
number. Or we spell it, like, here we spell it, here's the tattoo. So we're going to make it uniform. So on Twitter, and I'll put up a little graphic. I can tell myself to put up a graphic. No, slide in. It's going to be at Two Guys Raging, TWO, instead of 2.
Yes.
And then the other piece of that is we're going to try to also change our website.
Yeah,
if we can.
I think we can still change the name of the website, the domain name. I think we just can't have another domain name. I think.
Right.
I think. So, like, I think we can change it. If we can, we will, and it'll all be the same. It'll be TWO, Two Guys Raging Goals.
Right.
Like, that's how it'll work. Or Two Guys Raging for Twitter and the website because, like, there's a character limit.
Right.
So, I was explaining to, Bradford. I always want to call him Brad, and then I remember we're not calling it. He doesn't like being called Brad. It's Bradford.
It's Brad.
And, he was asking where we were at on Twitter the one day, and I was like, oh yeah, it's Two Guys with Raging Goals, and he was like he kind of looked at me and then was like, okay, and started typing it in, and he couldn't find it, and I was like, oh, hey, it's Two Guys Raging because there's a character. He was like, I didn't know how people tweeted at you.
Yeah, right. So that's why we're changing it, just to make things a little bit more fluid.
Yeah, very, very small thing, and it won't affect, if you already follow us, you already follow us. Like, it won't change that. Just, that's how you'll find us now. It's same on everything, TWO.
Yeah. Okay, so we're done with what's changing. Now we're going to talk about what's new.
Is that all that's changing?
That's all that's changing.
He forgot everything.
No, that's what's changing. So what's new?
Also, I'm kind of growing a beard too. That's kind of changing.
Oh yeah, good for you.
My Asian heritage doesn't allow me to really grow facial hair up here. Right. So it takes months to grow this in. My neck beard, on the other hand,
it's
full force.
Yeah, full force.
Full force. So that's my German heritage, and this is my Japanese heritage. It's like a dividing line.
Oh my god.
Imagine a line, if you will.
For the last, 4 months, we've had vlogs that have been going up.
Yes.
From you and Sarah.
Semi-inconsistently.
Yes. Yes. And they're great. They're good content, and I love them.
Yeah.
But we need to change a little bit about it. I guess this should have been in the what's changing portion.
See?
But it was my first topic, so let's just say it's still in what's changing.
Oh, there you go. See? Never even moved. We'll just edit all that out.
Well, we won't, but because they'll know.
There's gonna be a big
and then there's a big jump cut, and then there's another one at the end of this. So we're changing a little bit about our vlogs. So I say our vlogs, Mikey's vlogs. Those are going to be exclusive to Facebook and Twitter because we learned a little bit about analytics on YouTube. and we were doing things all fucking wrong.
Yeah, I don't want to bore you guys with all the analytics that we learned, because there's a lot that we learned from that, and like that's what's driving a lot of these changes. But like, basically, we post it on Facebook and we get like 200 views, and that's a little skewed because like if it populates in your newsfeed and you scroll past it, we basically get a view as long as you stay there for like 2 seconds.
Right.
But whatever, most of you guys will see it on Facebook, right? It's a fucking 5-minute video normally, easily consumed. You guys watch it on your Facebook feed and then you move on. And then we were posting it onto YouTube just so that you guys could go back and see them if you ever wanted to. So we had a back category for when we fucking eventually like add new people, they can see that stuff, which is nice. But the problem is like basically the 200 people on Facebook who follow us aren't going to YouTube to see it because they already saw it. And so then they're just sitting there like basically collecting dust and weighing down our YouTube channel.
Right.
So in the same kind of thing of like clear out what doesn't work for you, be on whatever is working for you. We just want to, like, that's where we're going to be. So TGRG will still exist on YouTube. Like that's our flagship.
Yep.
Yeah, and iTunes, podcasts, wherever you can get them. But I missed that part in the opening though. I forgot about that. I was so excited for all this.
Well, it'll be in my graphics.
There you go.
They'll see it.
So every time I do this, you should bring in a graphic, but you should bring it in from like over here. So I just
God,
almost got it. But anyway, so yeah, that's the vlogs will still happen. But do you have the other change with the vlogs? What they're gonna like? There's gonna be a slight. So like, I will be vlogging still with Sarah.
Yes.
So the problem is like we want consistency, and like now when Sarah and I have to vlog, like it's matching up our schedules, right? And then like, do we have enough time to vlog and still spend time together? Like, because like our schedules are tough, from me working out, working on this, like time is tough. And so like, and then she's got a job, she takes care of our fucking giant 80-pound sheepdog most of the time too. Like,
yeah.
So like the time that we do get together, do we really have the energy to vlog all the time? Not always. So that's why like sometimes you see some inconsistency there. If it was just me, I just have the camera on me at work sometimes.
Right.
You believe the shit that they're showing on? You won't believe the shit that's about to happen. But like that's not the case. It's a vlog that Sarah and I do, and I am very proud of it. Like I enjoy it. I enjoy editing it, even though like the editing is very time consuming. And then like I also need her to proof it for me. So like I do the edits, and that takes forever because I'm doing it on Microsoft Movie Maker, which is fucking terrible.
Terrible.
And then like whatever, it's a process. So those are semi-inconsistent. So one of the things that we're adding,
here we go. All right,
is live.
Yes. So while we were at VidCon, we talked about what the next big platform is, and what I'm going to talk about is actually it's not a new platform. It's something that we were overlooking.
Yeah.
Right? So the big issue is that everyone who is creating content right now is interacting directly with their audience, except for us. Right?
Yeah.
And so like, what can we do to change that? Well, we have our largest following on our Facebook page.
Yeah, almost 300 viewers.
Almost 300.
Almost there, guys.
We are 19 away from being at 300. Yeah. And we're not utilizing that tool. We're using YouTube and assuming that we're going to get big on YouTube, but it's so hard. There's such a barrier to entry because there's so many people who use YouTube that way.
Yeah, and there's so much content on YouTube that it's like, you know, what are the odds that you're going to find our podcast randomly? Like, we count on you guys to share our shit so that people will actually see it, because like I forget what the stat was, but it's like
400 minutes of, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, like every minute there's 400 hours of video,
content.
Of content uploaded to YouTube. So like I forget what they said, but it was like if you started now and went for 48 hours watching YouTube,
you'd be a week and a half behind.
Yeah. So like it's very hard. The barrier to entry is very hard.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is start doing Facebook Live.
Woo-woo!
So that will take the place of Adam's updates. And I'm really fucking excited about that. It's going to come live to you guys every Tuesday at 5 p.m. And
Go ahead.
So it's going to be live on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. every Tuesday. And that'll give me like when I said that moving our launch for our videos to the end of the week will give us an opportunity to do something else. That's what it is. I can sit down on Tuesdays and talk to you guys and ask you guys for suggestions or just shoot the shit with you. And hopefully, I know Mikey's got Tuesdays off pretty consistently, so he'll be in the chat with you guys and be able to talk to you guys. So I'm really, really excited about that. What was the piece that you were gonna add?
What I was gonna add is so you guys, what we like the crux of all of this is like we want to be more interactive with you guys, like because that's like when we talk about like what we want, like that's ultimately what we want. Like we want to like be engaged with you guys. It was amazing at VidCon when we'd run into people and like they'd follow us and we'd follow them back and they're like, they followed me back. Oh, they do. And it was like that genuine interaction. That's what we can bring to the table and like hang out with us, have fun with us. That's what we want to do. So like when Adam pitched this live thing is like, hey, what if I do it every Tuesday at 5 o'clock? To me, and he had already thought this through, but we didn't have the conversation. I was like, oh man, that's perfect because like people will just be getting off work on our time,
right?
And then all the friends that we made back on the West Coast, that's gonna be like lunchtime, and none of y'all have real fucking jobs anyway. Everybody running.
I mean, it's like an hour paid lunch break.
Everybody running around living your glamorous life in LA,
working at Google or
what was her name? Melissa, I think.
Who?
Her and her husband were there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think Melissa and Taylor. Yeah. I think it's Taylor. He followed us today.
Oh, awesome.
And I think he actually goes by Tay, but whatever. So when I first met her, like he wasn't in the room yet, and like it was the Greg Miller panel, so I was there like super early.
Right.
And I was standing over by the wall, like trying to charge my phone while like I put down all our bags and was holding the seats.
Yeah.
And she sat down right behind us, and whatever, we just started talking because that's what we do.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I was like, "Oh, for the sake of everything, we just told everybody I was from Indiana, but I'm actually living in Ohio. I'm not from either of those places, but we just told everybody Indiana, right?" And so I said Indiana, and she said, "Oh, that's so sad."
Which is true.
I was like, "Yeah, no, it is. Thanks." So all you fucks out there who living your glamorous life, we really miss you.
Oh my God, it's so humid in this.
Oh my God, yeah. I'm sure my whole back is just covered in sweat right now because this.
I told you this room was a sunroom.
It's just sticking to me.
It's just like a little greenhouse.
Yeah. Much like that pizza place we went to where they were cooking us.
God damn it. Cooked us more than the pizzas.
So hopefully you guys, what you can get out of this is that you get off of work. And Adam's fucking live on Facebook.
Yeah.
He's gonna be live there's not a set time, but like we were talking like 30 minutes of like live time, and like if there's a lot of engagement going on, who the fuck knows how long he can talk. So like as you're making dinner, as you're doing stuff, like you can interact with us. We can be a part of something more with you guys.
And I mean, there's no promise of what I might talk about. Like it's your opportunity. It's your opportunity to frame my conversation.
Yeah, like and the way that I pictured it in my head, and like I have no idea how this will work, like none whatsoever. But like the way that I pictured it is Adam does a lot of the editing of our videos on Tuesday. So like one of the major time sucks is the exporting of the video, so uploading it and then publishing it, and like all that takes hours because of the high def video and whatever. Like the editing for our podcast is not actually that heavy. It's the rest of it.
Yeah,
like
the
getting
exporting
it on
and the
YouTube.
uploading, it takes like 5 hours.
Yeah. So like while Adam's doing this shit, like that's a fucking like there's not a lot else going on. Like so like I was thinking in my head, I'm like, oh, that's perfect. Like that shit can be going on and he can be talking about it. Oh yeah, videos. 10%.
Yeah, right.
You know, and like so like you guys can ask him questions about, hey, which video are you doing right now? And just like that genuine interaction, like that's what we want. And the more people that follow us, the more we want people to see that. One of the things you guys might have to do is hit turn on
notifications
for when we go live. So we can post about that so that people know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super excited about it. Our live videos. Yesterday we did a live video of us going to Chipotle and ended up with, I don't know, like 6 or 7 people watching it. And
Yeah.
It was like super engaging and super fun, and like we were dead tired, but like as soon as it came on and people started talking to us, it was like,
yeah,
hey, that's kind of fun.
Yeah. I love having, because I was the grumpiest bitch in the fucking world yesterday. Like, I was in no mood. I had fucking that lady yelling at us on the plane, and like I hadn't eaten, and we hadn't really slept before we left. And so, like, I'm running on fumes, but then, like, I flipped on that live video, and I was like, I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm fucking at it again.
Genuine.
Yeah.
Pony in that cover.
Oh, my God. So, hopefully you guys can tune into that. I really enjoy it, and I hope that you guys do, too. But this brings us into our last piece of discussion. Okay? And this... Do you know what this...
I think I know.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Yeah. Mr. Conte.
So, now, we went to the keynote and we heard 2 speeches, 2 panels. One was by Mr. Greg Miller, our, like, favorite person in the internet.
We met Greg. There were pictures.
Yeah, we met.
We have proof.
We met all of the guys from Kind of Funny except for Colin.
By the way, Tim Geddes, you're so fucking smart, man. You should be teaching, like... I always like kind of see the business side of things, I think, and like that dude should be teaching people how to YouTube. Like, he should be, and like how to set up their business. He's super fucking smart about it.
Yeah,
like so smart.
Yeah, and he doesn't throw any of the numbers game at you. Like, he's just like, seriously, this is what you do, and this is why you do it. Like, he's great, very inspirational. But both of these speakers opened up the floor about this little thing called Patreon. And Patreon it's a newer website. It's almost like crowdfunding, but it's not. So what it is a service that you can start as like a small business for like a subscription model for the people who view your content. And what it is we ask for a monthly subscription, and then people who want to support us can log on and give us a certain amount of money every month to say, hey, I really appreciate the fact that you take the time out of your day to create this content for me to enjoy.
Yeah, and so the difference, Adam brought up crowdfunding, and like, while this is kind of crowdfunding, it's more of, when I think of crowdfunding, I think of something like a GoFundMe account or Kickstarter, where like, hey, if you give us enough money, I'll make
this set amount of money.
Yeah, this set amount of money. If I can raise that much, I'll make this video game, or we'll make this movie if you guys give us $10,000. And and so then they plead to the masses to try to get this. This is more of like you're supporting an art, so that's why it's called Patreon. You're a patron of the arts, and so the idea is that like we have people who love us and care about us a lot, and like know that this is something we really want to do, and so the hope is that you guys not only will support us because like our success is your guys' success. Like they go they're hand in hand. You guys are what makes this work, and I think our community knows that. And so like what we hope to get out of this is that, you know, eventually we can make more content that you guys really want. Like beyond just doing this podcast, you know. So when we talked about maybe doing a Harry Potter podcast in the future, and like maybe you know other cool stuff that we want to do. I would love to do like 360 videos. You've probably seen those on Facebook where like, you can see around the whole room and stuff. Like we'd love to do that, but like to fund that sort of stuff and like to make that sort of commitment, like YouTube don't pay shit.
No, and especially doesn't pay anything for people who are as small as us.
Yeah.
So what I would ask is that it's not the cool thing about this Patreon thing is you don't donate $5 in hopes that we keep doing this show and then 2 months down the road, we're not delivering the content you want, and you can't get your $5 back. Okay? So what it is a monthly subscription like Netflix.
Yeah.
Where you give me $1 a month to show your support, and we can get better lighting equipment, maybe buy the paint for the walls that you can't see that are fucked up, and like
get a real nice microphone so that it's not all echoey.
Right.
Maybe a silent air conditioner.
but at the end of the day, if we're not delivering the content you want, you can end that subscription.
Yeah.
And never give us another dime.
Yeah. Or if we don't meet the tier that you guys expected. So like, this is jumping ahead, but so for $1, what Adam and I have talked about offering you guys is this is we got to backtrack a little bit. Nothing. If you're watching and you got nothing to give and you can't, like, don't feel bad.
Please don't.
All our shit's still going to be free.
Yes.
You can still find us on YouTube. You can still find us on Facebook, Twitter. All our shit is still going to be free.
Yeah.
This will be like, hey, if you guys feel good, like if you're going to support us at $1 level, like you're going to give us $1 a month, which Krista, that's not a lot. So come on.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
We're dying over here, Krista. Starving kids in this studio.
Right.
Anyways, $1 a month would get you a premium episode that only people who donate $1 could get. So
right.
You're paying for that monthly episode that's just for you guys, and it's more of a like, hey, this is like, it's going to be a little bit more relaxed. We'll probably be a little bit drunk.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It'll be that sort of episode where it's more of like, my favorite way that I've heard it described is like a fireside chat, where like,
right.
like it's us and our best friends, the people who are super supporting us. We're going to be directly, contacting you guys in those videos, and so so you would get that. And so if you start giving us $1 and you're like, yeah, this extra content sucks, you can just cancel that subscription. It's not like you gave us $70 as a pledge for the next 6 months to create these episodes, and then we can do whatever the fuck we want with it, because like there's no real contract there.
Right.
Like this is monthly, so like it would, Krista, it's $12 a month.
Yeah.
Again.
And so, it's so like, so the other piece of that is it gives you a little bit more stake in what we're doing. So if we're not delivering on what you like, you can tell us.
It's a real way to interact with us and tell us.
Yeah. So we've already talked about the $1 tier that we're gonna start on Patreon, but we're gonna have 2 more tiers above that. So for $1 a month, you're gonna get access to an exclusive episode, and we're gonna try to stick to that, and we promise
we'll
that we
stick to that.
Like as long as
workers in the room.
As long as we have people who are giving us $1, we will stick to it.
If we get $1 from one fucking person,
you will have your exclusive episode.
And if it is just one person, we're gonna name it for you.
Yes.
We'll fucking bring it right to you.
Exactly. So that's what you get at $1 level. And then each tier above that, you're going to get the perk that's below it as well. So we have a $1 level where you can get an exclusive episode, and then we're going to have a $2 level. The $2 level is all about the people who are watching our content. They get to pick the topic that we talk about. And that's not going to be the exclusive episode. It's going to be a public episode that everybody gets to see. So you're going to get a shout out. You're going to get to pick the topic and then see us look like assholes.
Yeah.
For 40 minutes.
So there will be some limits with that, obviously. Like, we're not going to, hey, we have 20 people picking or giving us $2. Like, we can't give the same person every time to pick the topic. So like, you would get like 1 a month or something like that, or like we guarantee you we'll pick your topic like once every 2 months or whatever. Like something to that effect, because this is all based on how can we scale. So at some point, if we had 200 people giving us $2 a month, we can't get a topic for all of those people. So but we'd be very, very open about that. Like, that's the beauty of this system, is that it's a give and take. So like, we can change it real quickly and say, hey guys, so like, we're blown away by this fucking support that we got. So we're changing this tier so that it's more beneficial to you guys. So you guys are getting what you want and expect from us.
Right.
And again, so like Adam said, it goes down. So if you paid for your $2, you get the exclusive episode, and you get to name a topic.
Right. And then the last tier that we have, so we're just starting with the 3-tier level, but if it starts to expand, like Mikey said, we can adjust this, right? So for $5 a month, what we're going to do is figure out a day that we can get all of our $5 subscriptions together and do a big Google Hangout.
Yeah.
So we're trying to do this interactive thing where we're talking directly to you guys with Facebook Live. Well, if we've got all these people who are passionate about coming and talking to us and talking to each other, why don't we give you a platform to meet each other and talk to each other a little bit more intimately?
Yeah.
So once we figure out what day that we can schedule that, we'll have a Google Hangout, and everyone who donates at $5 or above can come and
be a part of that
talk
hangout.
About whatever. Yeah.
When you think about the story that I told of like, who are you guys in the party? Like, we'll be those guys in the party. Like,
yeah.
So you guys will get to come and just hang out with us. And like, I really love that tier. Like, to me, it's like, you know, I think about my friends who like I don't get to spend a lot of time with because I'm fucking always working. I'm always doing something. Like, this helps like that. Like, I'll get to hang out with you guys. Like, like I would love it if fucking Rod. It's fucking $5, Rodney. Who bought you that controller, Rod? Huh? You're holding it in your hand right now.
Fucking remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I know Katie watches every episode.
Yep.
Damn it, Katie.
Catherine.
Open the purse strings, Katie. God damn it.
Madison doesn't need new clothes. All right. Jesus. So yeah, like it's a way that like we could hang out with you guys and like it's what I want.
Yeah, and so the idea behind this is like I don't think that people know how much like money has been invested into creating this.
A lot.
Quite a bit.
A lot.
Right? Because we have studio lighting, we bought a microphone, we bought a camera, let alone
cards, the shotgun.
Yeah, let alone our time.
Yeah, and our trip to VidCon, like
your trip from Toledo.
Oh yeah, right. Like driving back and forth here, like
yeah,
it's an investment, and like we have invested a lot of money, like, and the website, like that domain space, that costs money, like every month we get charged for that, and like in order to make this content for you guys. So like that's
and like no matter what, like we're gonna do it because that's what we love.
Yeah.
But it would be great to get support from the people who love us back.
Yeah.
And say like, hey, like, righto, you guys are doing the right thing. Like it'll be like your stamp of approval, and like that's what we want, you know.
Yeah. So two things there. Like I guess we haven't really shared that before, but like this does cost money, you guys. Like, and it's not. In no way is it cheap.
No.
It's not like we've spent $500 and now like we've got all of this. Like, it's expensive. We've spent a lot of money to make this happen, and it continues to cost money. So like it is nice that like we have this opportunity to interact with you guys. And like when I think about it, someone had once described it to me as like, yeah, and you can have your fans pay, and I was like, I don't like that. What I like to think is that you guys are our community, our friends, and our supporters. So like you're not a fan, you're supporting us. Like you care enough about us that you want to see us be successful, that you want to see. Hey, I love watching those fucking idiots Friday at midnight when I can't sleep. Like, I always know I can tune in and watch one of their episodes. Right. How cool would it be if they made this? And like that's something that we can have conversations with you guys about. So like the abstract thought that I have is like the Harry Potter podcast, right? We can put that on Patreon as like hey guys, if we get enough support, if we get like this many people are donating money and we hit whatever that is, that will give us the opportunity to make this podcast that so many of you have fucking talked about since I mentioned it. Like,
right.
Like, but we don't have the resources to like continue to expand and continue to sink, you know, tens of thousands of dollars into something that is like, hey, here's an AdSense check for 5 cents. Good job, guys.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is like, so there are ads at the beginning of our videos. Yeah. But what I didn't realize is we're not getting paid for them.
No, not at all. We don't have a bank account set up.
Yeah, well, and most of those are mobile views, and like you don't get paid for mobile ad spots.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that until VidCon.
That's true. Yep. Yeah.
So like we're not doing anything to help ourselves, and so like this is the opportunity for people to come out and help us, like if they can. If you can help, if you've seen our content, if you've been here from the beginning and you have the opportunity or the means to help us out.
And it's not just really, like I don't want to frame it as like you're helping us. Like you're right here helping these guys. But like we want this to be a community. We want this to be something that is interactive with you guys. We want it to continue to grow in that way, and like we're gonna keep doing the content no matter what, and like we continue to see very like slow but steady growth.
Yeah.
So like eventually we are going to have 1,000 people following this. Eventually we are going to have 10,000 people following this. Like we got no quit. We're gonna keep doing this. We're gonna keep adjusting.
Until we can figure it out. Yeah.
But like I think about the 280 subscribers we have, and like when I think about most of them, those are people who got in on this on the ground floor.
Yep.
And those are the people who fucking care about us. Like you guys are the ones who like, hey, like I love watching this content just because like I want them to know they're supported. And like I think about one of my friends who's like, I don't really watch it, but I click on it so that you guys get a view, and I'm like, that's fucking awesome. Like maybe it's not for you, but I'm super happy that like, you're that supportive of what we're doing.
Right.
Like, so like when we talked about Patreon, we were like, yeah, this is a no-brainer. We know our community, we know our fans. Like fans, see?
Yeah.
We know these guys, and like especially this close-knit group that we have right now, and like so that's why we want to do this, so that we can build out, and you guys are part of that. Like you're invested in it. And Greg was talking about their community at Kind of Funny, and people were telling them like, oh well, you can't do this or you can't do that, and he was like, oh yeah, you don't get it because we're actually friends with these people. Like these guys, they're invested.
Right.
Like they are invested in what's going on, and like when we win, they win, and like that's what it is. And they're totally right. Like we fucking went to VidCon and like we missed a couple panels that maybe were beneficial, but we wanted to see them. We wanted to interact with them and just explain to them how much they've inspired us to continue doing stuff like this. So, I'm super excited about the Patreon, you guys. If we get $3 a year, I'm gonna be like, fucking man!
Yeah. I mean, like,
it's like when we started, we were like, man, wouldn't it be cool if 50 people fucking liked this sometime?
Yeah. And
then it was like, wait, we hit that in the first day. Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Raise the bar a little. Raise the bar.
Yeah. It's crazy. And like, it's been like a really wild ride, and like I can't believe the fact that like we've grown so exponentially over the last 7 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just been awesome. Is there anything else that you want to add?
To recap, you guys, so some changes coming, some growth coming, and the new Patreon, which hopefully we have a graphic right here of.
Yep.
If we can get it set up by the time this video posts. So more information to come on the Patreon, you guys. But again, like, if you have no bucks to throw to us, don't worry about it.
Right.
Our content's still free. Like you can still
you will have everything except for the exclusive episode.
Yeah. So like the Google Hangout and that stuff, like that's additional content that you guys would get, that will bust our ass to make amazing for you guys. But if you can't do that and you still enjoy watching us, like all the things that you get now, those are still accessible to you guys. Like we're taking nothing away. I think some people fall into that trap of like, oh, I'm gonna monetize, and so now you have to pay to be a member of my community or whatever, and to access my content. And it's like, no, that's not what we want to do. Like, we want our supporters to feel like they have an outlet to show us how much they care about us and help us continue to grow and help us continue to be great. So that's what I'm excited about, and like I want everybody to feel a part of that, whether you're able to pay or not right now. So
right.
Cool. VidCon was amazing.
And then the last piece is with our schedule change. The next time you will see an episode of TGRG is July 8th.
Oh yeah. Because of Friday.
Yeah, so we will have some extra days in between. Just make sure that you're helping us out. Like, share, and subscribe to our content.
Yeah.
We've gained a lot of traction on YouTube. I mean, not a lot, not like an exorbitant amount, but like
in a vacuum, we
Yes.
went into VidCon with like 30 subscribers. We came out with 55 or something like that.
Yeah.
So like we almost doubled our fucking subscribers.
Right.
And that was from just genuine interactions with people. And like, I can't thank you guys enough. Who hopefully you guys have stayed tuned to the end of this. Our new friends that we've met. Because like I think of like Bradford and Tay and Melissa and Natalie and like I'm forgetting a bunch of people's names. Yeah, Bree, like Sarah and her dog.
Oh my gosh, right, yeah.
Oh my god. Aaron, the super cool photographer. Like, we met so many amazing people. John and Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy was so cool.
Oh my gosh, Tommy was awesome.
And Anthony, who like fucking every panel we went to in the morning, we'd run into each other because we were all searching for the same fucking power cord in the wall.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Like, it was amazing meeting you guys. I really hope that we stay in contact. Like, I plan on it, Bradford. I already sent you a message today. I plan on staying in contact with you guys. Like, we want to continue to build those relationships because like they were genuine and like they matter to me. So
yeah.
Thank you so much, you guys. I love VidCon. We're coming back every year now. Like, hands down, no way. Like, I don't care if we fucking go completely bust. Like, we'll find a way to get in there.
Right.
Stake it out and steal people's passes.
Yeah, whatever.
There's little girls all over there just losing their passes every day.
Yeah.
Fucking crazies. So thank you so much, you guys. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Two Guys with Raging Goals, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye.